Hi everyone. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about thread lifts today and to clarify some points, because there's a lot of information out on the internet and social media, some of it true and some of it not true. So to start with, there are many different types of thread lifts on the market, but they are all umbrellaed under one label, and that is thread lift. When you're thinking about having a thread lift, there are essentially two main streams of thread lifting. There are threads that tighten the skin, and these are small fibers of thread that's put in the skin to stimulate collagen production. They don't work. At the end of the day, they're a waste of money. The threads that do work are the lifting threads. These are cogged or barbed threads, and these are injected sort of through the skin underneath, and they actually will physically lift the face and hold it. Now, the other thing that you have to think about is the quality of the threads that are being used, because again, there's lots out there. There are cheap ones and there are more expensive ones. In my experience, I've tried lots of different types of threads, and the cheap ones just don't work. They're not worth it. They don't last very long, they don't hold the lift, and they are very prone to breaking. So really, when you're looking at a thread lift, if you're looking at paying several £100s, you're going to be getting something cheap and nasty. Thread lifts typically retail around £1,500 to £2,500 for a face. And the reason being is that the quality of the threads, they're expensive for us to buy, but you want threads that are going to be good quality, they're not going to break, and they're going to give you a result and actually give you a lasting result. Now, I have come across in the last few months a new thread system called a spring thread, and it's the only threads I will now ever use, because in my opinion, they just blow the rest of them out of the water. They are long lasting, between 3 and 5 years. They hold brilliantly. They're very easy to insert, and they just give amazing results. And I've had some amazingly happy patients. So if you are considering a thread lift, the 3 things you need to consider. 1, the person that's doing it for you. A thread lift is not a lunchtime procedure. It needs to be done by a medical practitioner. When we pass the threads and the needles that carry the threads through the skin, there's a lot of anatomy we need to go past, and we need to know that anatomy in order to avoid complications. So this is why you should be medically qualified if you're doing any type of thread lift, and actually you should be CQC registered as a practitioner, because it's actually classed as a minor surgical procedure. The second thing you need to think about is the quality of the threads, and that is usually reflected in the price. So what you're paying for is good quality threads that are going to last a long time, and the expertise of the medical practitioner who's doing the treatment for you. If you get it right, the results are amazing. And as I said, for me now, it's all about the spring thread lifts. These are the ones that are now coming into the UK. They've been in Europe for about 7 years, and many of my colleagues will only use the spring threads because they're brilliant.